Hello, and welcome back to Rumor Has It, Music News and Gossip, but you ain't heard it from me. Trevor Milton, founder of electric truck startup Nikola, hit with securities fraud charges. Trevor Milton, the billionaire founder of electric truck manufacturer Nikola, was shot with security fraud charges from federal prosecutors in New York City on Thursday. In a nearly 50-page indictment, prosecutors accused Milton of preying on vulnerable retail investors who had turned to trading after losing income due to the pandemic. In some cases, these victims lost their retirement savings, authorities said, as they outlined their web of false promises related to an electric truck that was never operable. Milton's scheme targeted individuals, non-professional investors, so-called retail investors, by making false and misleading statements, the indictment said. Milton pleaded not guilty on Thursday after being taken into custody and was released on a $100 million bond. A spokesperson for the legal team maintained that Milton is innocent, calling the situation a new low in the government's efforts to criminalize lawful business conduct. Mr. Milton has been wrongfully accused following a faulty and incomplete investigation. From the beginning, this has been an investigation in search of a crime. Justice was not served by the government's action today, but it will be when Mr. Milton is exonerated. Authorities have been investigating Milton and Nikola for more than a year after short seller Hindenburg Research called the firm an intricate fraud in a September report. The company subsequently conceded video of its electric truck gave a misleading impression it was actually drivable. The company also said Milton had made inaccurate statements about the technology behind the vehicle. The false promotional vehicle for the semi-truck prototype known as Nikola 1 was referenced heavily in the indictment. The concept included a shot of the Nikola 1 coming to a stop in front of a stop sign. In order to accomplish this feat with the vehicle that could not drive, the Nikola 1 was towed to the top of the hill, at which point the driver released the brakes and the truck rolled down the hill until being brought to a stop in front of the stop sign, prosecutors wrote. For additional takes, the truck was towed to the top of the hill and rolled down the hill twice more. Moreover, the door had to be taped to the vehicle during the shoot to prevent it from falling off. Batteries were also entirely removed from the vehicle during the shoot to mitigate the risk of fire, explosion, or damage. Phoenix-based Nikola planned to build a battery and hydrogen fuel cell heavy trucks for long-haul trucking, and the company had been valued at more than $12 billion. The doubts raised by short sellers and regulators had tanked the stock price and scuttled a deal with GM Motors to take a stake in the company. Nikola said in a statement, Trevor Milton resigned from Nikola on September 20th, 2020, and has not been involved in the company's operations or communications since that time. Today's government actions that are brought against Mr. Milton are individually and not against the company. Nikola has operated with the government throughout the course of its inquiry. Prosecutors said Milton lied at every turn about the company's ability to produce its electric truck. French automaker Bugatti survived 2 world wars. Can it outlast the electric crusade? Says Milton. According to the indictment, Milton made false and misleading statements about the company's success in creating a fully functioning Nikola 1 prototype when he knew that the prototype was inoperable. He also made false statements about an electric and hydrogen-powered pickup truck known as the Badger using Nikola's parts and technology when he knew that that was not true. Also, the indictment claimed. When it emerged that Milton's statements were false and misleading, the value of Nikola's stock plummeted. As a result, some of the retail investors that Milton's fraudulent scheme targeted suffered tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars in losses, including in certain cases the loss of their retirement savings or funds that they had borrowed to invest in Nikola, the indictment added.